Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Delve Requisite. This week brought to you by houses and all house-related things. This week brought to you by Home Goods.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Home Depot.
Hashtag not sponsored.
We don't
You think
sponsor-
Home
let's-
Goods? You think Home Goods has ever had any like internal marketing discussions about like we think we should get on this like podcast thing?
You could have ended that at have they ever had marketing discussions? I'm pretty sure they haven't.
I think the marketing discussions go, hey, Tim, should we get more fucking candles? And the other guy's like, yeah. And that's it.
What do you think white
That's the
women
whole
really
thing.
want?
More candles, I'll say it.
More, yeah.
More candles. Oh man, the hot dog candle that's out right now that's making everybody puke. I love it.
What?
You
Move
haven't
on,
seen
move
that?
on, move on.
I skipped the beginning of that mentally.
I want
Yeah,
to, but I
there's
can't.
There's some hot dog scented candle that people keep sniffing on TikTok and then gagging.
Yeah. So hard. So hard to where
Got
they
it.
leave the store.
Adam, we're
Similar-
live, by the way.
Similar to how
I
I feel
see.
when I sniff my actual hot dogs.
Oh, man, don't talk shit about hot dogs.
Is that just
I
like,
love
has
hot
anybody
dogs.
seen the cat Melon be smelling?
Melon beans.
It's a cat that they have it smell things, and then there's a 50-50 chance that the cat will go, oh. And it's called Melon be smelling, because the cat's
I
name is
love
Melon.
it. I love that cat.
Free ad for Melon be
No,
smelling on
you know
TikTok.
what? Melon gets no more airtime unless Melon gives me some goddamn money. Give me some of that. Give me some of that smelling money.
Melon be
Cat.
forking it over.
Melon money.
Well, that's one way to segue into our sponsors.
Yeah, let's actually talk about the people who did
That's
give
one
us
way
money.
to segue a cat.
I think we need to restart the stream. This is
Yeah.
it's nowhere near the rails.
Oh god. Anyway.
That was not as funny for
That
me,
joke
because that
is
was a
not
callback
funny.
to something.
Not funny to anybody else.
I think it is. Baby, that's comedy.
It's a callback to something from pre-stream. Oh boy!
As usual, I know that as evidenced by 167 episodes worth of recorded content, it doesn't seem like we're funny or interesting at all. But I promise
Believe
we
us.
are.
Doesn't get better, baby.
Oh god, this week's
Thank
episode.
you, Jeff, for thinking we're funny.
Oh, I didn't even look at chat.
Oh, I
Hello,
want a
chat.
T-shirt that says "That's one way to
Hello,
segue a cat."
I've never said hi to chat in my life, but I'll say hi chat now. Hi chat.
Good God. Okay. This week brought to you by the actual sponsors of this episode, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. You can get a link to those websites by typing !CCG or !Little Dragon in chat at any point during the stream tonight. If you buy anything from Little Dragon Corp, like perhaps a set of polyhedral dice, you can use our code BONUS at checkout and get 15% off your order. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp, and thank you, Cardboard Castle Games. So, you fools ready?
No,
Aye,
but
aye,
let's go anyway.
Captain.
I can't hear you! When we left off last week, you guys were up to no good, you little stinkers. You were in the capital of the Ignean Empire, Shivas Invaria, where you are attempting to gain access to the High Auctoritas, their head of state building, where it is your intelligence tells you that an ancient chronomancy device that you are trying to take from them is being kept.
Can I make a request?
You can.
Going forward, can you name things that anybody can remember or pronounce? 'Cause-
It's high orangutan. It's fine.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's why we have Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Well, I had to get somebody with a goddamn brain in their head because of you idiots.
oh, sorry, I couldn't remember Hagen Floggendagen or whatever the fuck it was.
I'm with Russell. on
High
this one,
oct-
hardcore.
First of all, educate yourself.
High octane.
Oh,
I am.
educate yourself.
Yes, it is. That is a Holy Roman Empire term.
Get educated. Oh, get it.
Everything is everything in this game. It's all connected.
Continue.
Anyway.
Fucking ponder your orb and continue, sir.
Help,
Okay, shut up.
help.
We're beyond that.
Ponder your orb.
Ponder your orb and move on.
Ponder
have
your
it.
orb, delivered with the hardest fuck you energy that anybody has ever heard of. Oh God. You are trying to get into the High Auctoritas. Get fucked, I won't change the name. And
I still don't know what it is.
Well, look it up sometime.
that is the whereabouts of the chronomancy device that you have been questing to retrieve in order to gain intelligence on the Brotherhood of Artanis's motives and machinations. You arrived in the city by way of a gateway, a pathway opened through the verdant wild that brought you into the city out of the base of the central waterfall that is a central feature of the city. And you have discovered that a grand military parade is underway. You are currently making your way through the city, attempting to get to the palace complex, where you have overheard rumors that the Emperor of the Ignean Empire is soon to be making an address to the people of the city. You also know that getting into that palace complex is where you can gain entry to the High Auctoritas. We left off last week as you guys arrived at the gate to the sort of highest echelons of the capital city, an area in the city where essentially you have kind of learned that races that are not high elves are not typically allowed. Apparently, certain exceptions are being made on this day of celebration, but other types of races that the Ignean empires consider to be inferior are still not permitted access beyond the point that you guys need to pass, which has left you in a bit of a spot of trouble in terms of your Goliath companion. Spoiler alert:
Yes.
The Ignean empire sucks. But you, with some quick
maneuvering?
thinking. Well, it was quick. I don't know how much thinking was involved.
I just remembered where we were.
Brahm, Osrius, and just Brahm and Osrius?
Walter.
Was Walter with? Oh, Walter was with you guys. That's right.
Yes.
Walter was with us,
there.
Jason.
Walter was with you. Alar and Rowan
Also with
peeled off, got through the gate of their own accord. Brahm, disguised as a high elf with his mask of 1,000 faces, with Osrius and Walter in tow, attempted to fast talk his way past the gate guards, who were having none of that until Rowan intervened with the quick use of a command spell. The command that she delivered was believe, which convinced the gate guard that he was speaking to the Emperor himself in Brahm, promptly let the three of them through the gate, only for us to discover the flaw in this plan being that command's duration is exactly 6 seconds, at which point, roughly 3 steps into the gate, the guards turned around and began to draw their weaponry, at which point Brahm turned everybody invisible. So that is where we are going to start off this week.
I thought he just turned the 3 of them invisible.
You
We're
guys,
still-
they don't know you
yeah.
guys
Okay.
are here. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just
so you
We've
guys
already
don't
gone
have
through.
heat on you yet. It's really just the 3 of them.
Okay.
Like, you're involved, but like nobody's looking at you.
Okay, good.
We
You're the sad too, but
return here as the 3, the gate guard and the guard that had been with him, as well as now several other guards like turn around, and the one guard who he had an English accent, I think. I don't think he was a Frenchman. He is in the process of yelling, "Magic's afoot! Someone has breached the gate! Come here, you!" And he like lunges forward, trying to grab at you guys.
but he can't see us.
He cannot see you, so he's gonna make a attack roll at disadvantage to try and hit Osrius, I think specifically. That is an 18 and a 2.
That is nothing.
So he catches 2 big fists full of air. What do you guys do?
Run.
Yeah. At that point, don't mess with them because we could drop our.
I'm just gonna dash into. Like, what is the layout of this other area on the other
So
side?
you have essentially entered past through this gate. There is a courtyard on the other side. That there's a few side streets kind of leading off in different directions, but the one like main thoroughfare continues like up and loops as it begins to like fold back in on itself as it rises up towards the like the palace on the side of the like the cliff face there. Keeping in mind, the 3 of you cannot now see each other, nor can Rowan or Alar see any of you. So, like, you're just, like, everybody just, like, booking it?
I think Walter's going to say, probably, like, out loud before he, like, runs off further, Brom, you still got those ball bearings? And then I'm just gonna head towards, like, some kind of cover, like around the corner nearby, so I can start figuring out how other things.
I would like to try and also give them some cover. I would like to cast Silent Image.
Okay.
How far am I within, past the gate?
You guys will probably move 30, 40 feet in
Okay,
with these
good.
sort
The
of
range
throng
on
of
this is
people.
60 feet. As soon as I see them turn invisible, I'm going to cast Silent Image of those 3 reappearing as if they had teleported on the other side of the gate, and then running into an alleyway.
So you're reappearing them like,
On the
back
as in-
outside.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna give them a roll.
And if they if they can't see me do magic, I'm hoping it's a disadvantage.
I'm unobtrusively standing in front of
I
Alar.
think I'm gonna give them a straight roll because they can't necessarily see you doing it, but
Okay.
it is peculiar
That's
that
fair.
they just saw these 3 dudes go through this much effort to get in here, only then to apparently leave again.
That's
so
fair.
I'll make a straight roll for the kind of like few people that spot this.
Okay, so the save is 17.
I rolled for 4 guards. The highest that I rolled for got an 11. So I think what happens, keeping in mind, like, you're in a very crowded, like people are, like, throngs of people are in the street here. So the guards immediately begin, like, shouting for people to, like, clear out of the thoroughfares. The tail end of the military parade is just, like, leaving, exiting out of that, the, like, large square, on the interior side of the gate that you just got to. People begin to like bump against each other, like moving to kind of like get out of the way. Several guards run out in the direction that your silent image went, and a signal is given to close the portcullis on this gate, which begins to come down. You are on the side of it that you want to be on, which is good for you. But you are, at least from the route that you are like effectively sealed inside here now.
I
Okay.
will immediately dismiss the spell after they have, my images have turned the corner, so they see that they will chase air and turn and head toward the High Auctoritas.
Yeah, I just start walking casually with Alar as if we're unaware of everything going on.
So for those of you who are invisible, what are you doing? Like that was. Let's rewind to what you guys do in the immediate moment after you disappear, and the first guy swoops at Alar. We've heard Walter says something and he runs off. What are Brahm and Osrius doing?
Do they look Does it look like ball bearings are necessary?
Define necessary.
Like, is me dropping a bunch of ball bearings gonna ruin them believing Alar's
I would
illusion?
say you like that you are making this decision now in the instance after you turned invisible, before Alar has like done anything.
Sure, we'll drop the ball bearings.
Okay. And then Osrius, anything specifically that you're doing?
I guess if Brahm is dropping the ball bearings, can I take flight with my boots while still being invisible?
I believe so.
It's not cast. I looked into this because I was like, I'm invisible. What can I do? You
Yeah.
can't attack or cast a spell,
Great.
but you can activate items and fly. So that's still
Cool.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do with that is that if Brahm is dropping ball bearings and kind of following of the way of like supposedly where Walter is going, I will hover above to where the ball bearings are being dropped, and if anybody comes to follows by, I can maybe distract them, like any guards or whatever, from the top instead of being down at the bottom.
Okay. All right, then let's do this. Walter, Brahm, and Osrius, go ahead and make dexterity saving throws. Oz, do yours with advantage. To see if you guys like bump into anybody invisibly as you're like trying to turn and get out of this scuffle.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Ooh, I got a 7.
Okay.
25.
25. Okay. So I think then what happens is, Walter, you are like the first to turn and start moving. So you are the kind of the first that takes action before like the guards have really started to clear the street, before Alar has done his thing. You make it like 10-15 yards, and you sort of like, you're like weaving through people trying to move, and you like bump into a guy carrying like a bunch of bags of like roasted peanuts that he's like selling. You like bump into this guy and he's like, "Blah!" and he like throws peanuts everywhere. Brahm, you manage to like Assassin's Creed, you like work your way invisibly through the crowd. Osrius, all you basically have to do is not kick anybody in the head on your way up, and then you're like
Floating.
clear of the crowd. You sort of float above. Between Alar's spell distraction, the ball bearings come out and they like quickly spread across like a 30-foot patch of this courtyard. People are trying to get out of the way. People start like cartoonishly falling on ball bearings, like falling down. The like this whole like little like square breaks out into chaos, and you all manage to make it like to the far side, away from like the worst of the chaos. Alar and Rowan, you guys obviously are like together. The other three of you are still invisible, so none of you really know where any of the others are, save for obviously the two visible members of your party who you can see.
I mean, my hair is pretty bright and probably stands out a little bit in this crowd, so I'm not too worried about them finding us. I'm also shiny as fuck.
That's true.
I think now that we're inside, I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself to look like one of the random elves that were in the crowd.
Okay, that I believe makes you visible, right?
It will make me visible, but then I will immediately be that other.
Okay, and are you like, where are you when you're doing this?
I will, if actually I'm gonna do it in the middle of the crowd, but I'm gonna bump into somebody and like immediately cast it.
Okay.
So like it's like, so like they're like looking around, and I'm gonna try to catch somebody who's not paying attention, and like just bump into them and then cast.
Sure. Make
As, like,
let's call it a stealth check. Make a stealth check.
Sure, I can do a stealth check. I could do a stealth check. So 14.
Yeah, no problem. You bump into somebody who is like craning their neck to look at the like array of people who are like rolling and slipping and falling on ball bearings, and then like a guy will run up to help the first guy that fell down, and he'll fall down. It's this whole like slapstick routine is happening in this courtyard that you've made. You bump into him, cast your spell, you become visible. You look like an elf. They like barely glance in your direction and then continue to like
Red. Yeah, and then I'll go over and like get near Rowan and Alar who are inside, I believe, at this point. Yes.
We're in the gate complex. We haven't
Or-
reached
or-
the.
I guess I'll get up and I'll like keep an eye out looking for them because I know that spell doesn't last very long.
Okay, I mean essentially they have like continued forward down this like big wide thoroughfare, so it's not difficult to spot them.
Yeah.
Like
I guess
100
I'll
feet
match.
down.
I'll like once they get closer, I'll match their pace and like.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
And Brown Osiris, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna make my way towards Rowan, as she's probably the only one I can easily find.
And I'm gonna try to follow alongside what Brom's doing here.
Just imagine Oz making helicopter noises as he like invisibly
Right.
T-poses above
All
everybody.
right,
Just
so basically everybody like convenes following.
I wanna
the-
convert.
like Rowan's head, although Osiris is like floating above.
The
everybody.
fires
Yeah.
of Gondor are lit.
I wanna come in.
I mean, the beacons of
come in
Gondor are
secret.
lit
See,
when I'm
now
just
here's a
freaking
plan.
pale summer.
Here's a plan we could have gotten behind. If anybody has the enlarged spell, you guys could have disguised Osiris as a parade float.
Wait, hold on. What did I take?
I do not.
Oh, it's a second level
Big
spell.
flying
Where's
barbarian.
Spikes when you need him?
All right, so you, Rowan, you and Alar are walking along here, continuing your way. After a little while, you like a random elf like kind of falls in near you and seems to be following you.
I look at him oddly. And in Elvish, help you, sir?
I'm gonna in Dwarvish. I'll speak back.
I don't speak Dwarvish.
You don't speak Dwarvish. Shit, that's right.
I do though.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
that
you
would-
speak
in
Dwarf.
Dwarvish, I'll speak back and I'll say it's just me. Don't worry.
And Alar, as he's walking
you
along
could just-
casually,
kinda,
Walter.
Yeah.
Um,
I just nod and keep walking, because this is normal now.
At least I didn't cast message on random strangers again.
please don't.
Don't.
Okay. The three of you, I guess, continue walking. Brahm and Osrius, you guys are there, but maintaining your invisibility and your stealth.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, Brittany.
I was gonna say, I guess, assuming, not knowing for certain, but assuming they're near us, and kind of wanting to make it that invisible Brahm isn't bumping into people, and I don't know that Oz is flying, I will kind of, like, broaden my stance a little, and, like, not like
You
fully
adopt
like
the
this,
gate
but, like,
of Vince
I make,
McManticorn from the previous
yeah,
session.
but, like, I
You
begin
get
to
to
make
walk
my
like
shield a
this.
little more than I normally would, to try to, like, pathway, so that people are kind
Okay.
of like, oh, this obnoxious dumb human,
Sure.
but then
Alar's gonna step in slightly closer to Rowan to
Yeah.
so they're practically shoulder to shoulder, and hopefully that
Okay.
will,
creates like a pathway behind us for Brahm to walk invisibly, and then
Sure.
I
Um,
hope Oz. I don't know where Oz is, but I'm hoping. I'm not hearing any screams, so I'm hoping.
Yep.
You guys continue making your way up this thoroughfare. You're kind of following in the wake of the parade for a little bit here. You reach, after a brief walk, the front gates of the palace complex. There is a pretty sizable, like, packed shoulder-to-shoulder crowd of people who are gathered around this gate. You can see beyond there is like this grand like grand courtyard overlooked by the facade of the imperial palace. Way up in like the center of one of the taller towers, you see this large viewing terrace that has been like adorned with all of these like massive arrangements of like draped hanging flower bouquets, like silken banners which hang down bearing the imperial crest on it, undoubtedly like where the emperor is like set to come out and make this address. The courtyard of the palace complex is like wall to wall people all here like craning their necks up looking to see, and that crowd like bottlenecks at the gate and then continues like a good like half of the courtyard outside of this gate, beyond the high wall of the palace complex, is just like bodies.
Okay.
So, since we're at the gate and so we can't get through the crowd to get to the building. That's what you're saying.
You can certainly you could certainly try to, jostle your way up. You see there are plenty of people who are in the process of doing it. This whole crowd is like in the process of like trying to push itself through. Right, it's essentially a concert. Everybody's trying to push to the front of the stage. So all these people are actively trying to jostle their way in through this gate to get into like the palace courtyard proper.
Okay. Once through that gate area, is the Auctoritas to one side, or is it?
If you envision like going through that gate, there is like a large like courtyard with like rolling lawns, and then higher up there are like terraces that have like gardens and patios and stuff, and like this sort of like front of the facade of this palace. Nobody has been like, everybody is being kept behind barricades manned by imperial guards that keep them from getting like beyond essentially the front lawn of the palace. But like beyond that, up onto these terraced parts, you see that like the palace is like the main palace, and then there is what appears to be like another sort of like an interior keep essentially, and within that you see like other structures in there, and one of which is the one that you recognize as fitting the description of like the Auctoritas. So it is, from where you are, in through this courtyard up like into the palace complex proper, and then like from within that interior keep wall, like you would make your way to this secondary structure.
Okay. Then our best bet is just to try and jostle our way through and then kind of split off from the pack as if to try and, get a better view, even if it's further away, and then try and sneak in.
Okay.
At least that's Alar's thinking, so he's gonna gamely try and make his way through the crowd.
Okay. Brahm, what is the duration on your invisibility spell? 10 minutes?
Check.
If it's
If it's
invisibility,
standard,
it's an
1 hour.
1 hour? Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, then we're probably not going to have to worry about that. Okay.
Yep. Up to 1 hour.
All right, well, that's the scene before you. So Alar begins to sort of, he just kind of headlong goes into the crowd.
Yep. I'll start pushing with him. Unless.
I'm just gonna like if Alar seems like he's got like a plan to get in, either. Then I'm just gonna follow
I have
along.
12% of a plan,
Mhm.
which is more than we had before.
Okay. Osrius, I think you're probably immune from this, as you are, I assume, still just flying over the front
Yeah.
of people. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's easily enough done for you. You just sort of like coast over the tops of the crowd. The rest of you make me athletics checks. Actually, alternatively, you can make dexterity checks if you'd like as well.
Oh, thank God.
Dexterity checks or saves? It's the
Checks.
same, doesn't matter.
Checks.
Well, I'm shambling.
Well, if it's just a dex modifier, that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
21 for
Okay.
Rowan.
Brom, what you got?
Athletics.
16.
16. Okay.
8.
8. All right.
8 dex. It would have been a -1 for the athletics. So
Okay. So you guys begin to sort of push into the crowd here. Walter, you are like immediately separated from the other three. As you guys get into the throng of people, like you get like jostled one or too many times, and then like bodies get between you and your companions, and like you can still see the top of
do the
Rowan's
crowd.
head.
I do the concert crowd buddy thing, and I go back and grab him by the arm, and I go, "He's with me," and I yank him forward, and I kind of glare at anyone who tries to like stop it, and
Make
just pull him with me.
sleight of hand.
Make a sleight of hand.
Come on.
You'll have to succeed.
Jason,
You gotta succeed on something else to undo the bad effects of his poor roll.
I like the idea that you're gonna like be like he's with me and grab the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Very
an
confused elf.
intimidation check would have been better, you dimwit. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's a 14 sleight of hand to grab Walter.
That does hit my AC for what it's worth.
She gets a hold of you. It slows both of you down. So Alar like is separated from the two of you.
That's all right. I'm hoping that they will continue on.
I'm fine to drag Walter behind me.
Brahm, as you kind of work your way in, you're kind of doing your best to stay like in somebody's wake. You definitely notice like you are unavoidably like you are like being bumped and bumping people. Thus far, luckily, the crowd is dense enough and everybody's focused in one direction and pushing one way that like nobody seems to have noticed that there's like a guy-shaped empty space in the crowd where you are. So for now, your like invisibility has not been noted upon by anybody. Osrius, what is, as you like fly above, what are you like sort of sticking above where you see your compatriots? Are you moving ahead? What are you doing?
I'm trying to stick just with my group here and
Okay.
just like more assessing, being like if anything like happens, like
Okay.
immediately being like I have the sense of surprise
Okay.
so far. and
Here's
just being like,
what we'll say then. I think this is an interesting mechanic. So we'll say you guys have made it one unit of progress towards this gate. In order to get yourself, we'll recycle. We're gonna recycle our mechanic that we didn't end up needing to use last time, where you will need to successfully clear 3 like checks worth of crowd pushing to get yourselves through the gate into the inside. Osrius, because you are like flying above sort of on Overwatch, what we'll say is you can, if like Rowan, Walter, or Alar seem to like get in a pinch, maybe Brahm, but the DC for Brahm is going to be higher. You can use your role to try and like intervene from above.
ooh,
Where like
okay.
Walter gets like jostled by somebody and like starts to get separated. You could maybe reach down and like push him or
Be able to
move
push him.
somebody out of the way or something like that.
Yeah, I
in
would
order
like
for
that.
that to work
That's
with
cool.
Brahm, it's going to be a little bit harder because you have to it's harder to keep track of where he is because you have to look for the empty space where he is. So we'll say you guys have successfully made it one unit forward. Another successful push forward will get you like to the gate, and then a third successful push forward will get you through the gate into the inside, where we'll move on to like how you're gonna infiltrate. Failing, depending on who it is and how it goes and stuff, will have some sort of consequences. Everybody, besides Oz, go ahead and make another athletics or dexterity check.
19.
Okay.
12. Double digits this time.
18.
Okay.
19.
Osrius, you see Walter again begin to get like, despite Rowan's best efforts, like Walter is getting like bumped. His what it is his shovel is getting like caught on other people in the crowd, and he keeps having to like stop to untangle it. You see that Walter is getting separated again. You can make a I guess sleight of hand is what we're doing, huh? That's what we settled on. You can make a sleight of hand to try and
That's
pull
fine.
him out of the fryer.
Okay. Ooh, 17 plus 3, baby.
Okay, so Walter, you get your shovel gets caught on like somebody's backpack or something, and you like lose Rowan, who gets several like people ahead of you, and just as you're like tangling and feel yourself about to get like swept to the side of the gate by the press of the crowd, you feel the invisible hand of Osrius like grabs the front of your shirt and just like pulls you three people forward back up with Rowan.
I think I guess I probably don't want to speak too much Dwarvish out loud when I'm disguised as an elf. I'll just say in comments like, thanks, Oz. I start looking up a little bit. It's like try to discreetly like look up.
I say nothing.
All right, so you guys make it. You make it about
Breathing
to
on
the
the top
gate
of my
here.
head.
So the gate here is the most perilous portion of the journey here. It is the withinside the confines of where the portcullis is. Like Osrius, you're gonna have the least room to maneuver if you need to try and intervene. You essentially have only like a few feet of space between like the tops staying above the crowd enough to not accidentally like knock somebody in the head, and like the very sharp spikes of like the bottom of the portcullis. So you're sort of having to thread that needle. You're gonna have the least room to like navigate. As the group of you go, it is the densest pack of people as they're all bottlenecked through this gate. It is also you are like surrounded, like wall to wall. The gatehouse and this portion of the wall is like interlocked, phalanxed Imperial guards, who are essentially at this point they just have like their shields out and they're sort of like cow corralling people through as people like jostle too close to like the walls and the sides. They get bumped by a bunch of shields to like sort of push them back in and keep them moving through. Go ahead and everybody can make that third athletics or dexterity check. The DC on this one is going to be, I will tell you, it's going to be an 18.
Ooh.
Walter's already laughing like this hasn't gone well for him.
I was off by a few points.
30-20.
30-20?
17.
17.
No.
Didn't quite make it.
So
21.
with my +2 modifier to Dex, I got a 3. So.
Yikes. Okay. So Rowan and Brahm, you guys are okay? All right. So Osrius, you have an option here. You can intervene once for either Aelor or Walter.
I imagine Walter goes down into the crowd. Like maybe he just like tries to go through and gets bumped and then just collapses down. Like underfoot.
Maybe.
But
Depending
we'll
on what
see how it
Oz
goes.
do, will dictate how how this shakes out.
Who's the
What that
furthest one
odds
behind
do?
right now?
So what?
Who's the
Everybody's
furthest one behind
pretty
right now?
much
Is it,
like
pretty close.
cluster. You're all kind of going through this sort of narrow space. I would say you are like equal. You are essentially like left hand versus right hand from being able to reach out and try and intervene between Alar or Walter.
Okay. I'm going to get.
Oh, you know what? Actually, here, let me give you this to help you with your decision. Here's what I'm kind of thinking happens. Alar inadvertently bumps like the wrong person. He bumps somebody who like whirls on him with this like haughty, offended expression. Sees like their eyes, like you see their eyes like flick down in the direction of like his hip, where like he is concealing his like weaponry, and like their eyes like go wide. Walter, you see one of the gate guards who is like off to the side, maybe like 10-ish feet from Walter, closer to you. Like you see them kind of just looking at the crowd, but then you see them like lock in on Walter specifically and like squint as they seem to notice something is like off with his appearance. You think perhaps they have like clocked that he is glamored. So those are like you notice both of those things at once. You can do something about one of them.
I'll do Aloy.
Okay, and what do you want to do? As you see this elven nobleman like looks at him like and then sees like he's armed and
Is there a way-
opens his mouth to like shout.
Yeah, is there a way to just like, I don't know, like if there's like a hustle and bustle, is there a way to like maybe flow somebody's garment like into this guy's face, like not make it inadvertently like either pushing away or just like blocking some sort of visage?
I think
where
I think
it's
that's
just,
certainly
like,
possible.
I think like
And
that
is
of
not
being
and
like
is
if
not
this
an
is like
attack
of
that
many
it would
people.
make you turn visible. So I think that's
Exactly.
certainly something to do. Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand.
Yeah. Really what I'd like to do is just being like if there's like a whole bunch of people and it's like somebody has a sash or a garment and like float in the face like kind of just like grab.
You know these Ignians got hella sashes. Hella
That is
sashes
a-
up in here.
That is a 17.
With a 17. Okay, so this Ignian noble's like, whoa, yo, and then like Marilyn Monroe style, somebody's like, somebody's serape in front of him, like blows up into his face, and he's immediately like, whoa, like flailing under it, giving Alar the chance to like do something.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duck a little bit, and I'm just going to pass a hand on him, and he gets to make a wisdom saving throw. The noble.
Okay.
So I see this guy that clocked me. Like we make eye contact, and I know that he knows.
Hang on, let's resolve his first. Then we'll see what
sorry.
yours is.
Mark is 15.
Mark is 15. I had him roll at disadvantage because he's flustered, and he rolled an 18 and a natural 20.
I was trying to mind mugger mid him to forget and he saw me. And I will try and disappear into the crowd.
Okay, just you can make a stealth check.
Oh, thank God. That is a 22.
Okay, so you easily like it doesn't take you long to like. He's still like flailing around and making a fuss. Some people are trying to like untangle like the shawl from him, but he won't stop fighting, so it's like, making it worse.
Trapped in a tiny net. This
So
man
yeah,
is trapped in a tiny net.
he does eventually go very still, and he's like trying to breathe through the fabric of the shawl.
Love it.
Several of the guards like move over and sort of like drag him out of the thoroughfares before he gets like trampled by people. So he definitely saw Alar, but at least for now, like you think that like that threat is not.
I helped. Yes.
Walter, yes, you like look over and you like see this guy like looking at you, and then he like fully turns his body to like look at you, and you like in his body language you see that he's like about to like take a step forward.
So how far is he from me?
Not more than 15 feet. I mean, you're
Right.
you're in the
I'm-
portcullis here.
So I'm gonna look at him as he's looking at me. I'm going to reach to my otherwise invisible shovel, and he needs to make a DC 17 Charisma save.
Is this a charm effect?
It is not. It is a banishment.
So he's shit.
I'm gonna
What are you talking about?
when I see that he sees me, I'm going to wink at him, and he's got to make that save.
You're gonna banish him in the middle of the.
He rolls a 19.
Oh no!
Who are these people? Fuck you, man.
Does he know that you did that? Is the question.
Okay, I'm gonna wink at him, and when he doesn't go away or resist
like,
the
"Oh,
effect,
shit."
I'll be like,
The awkward
just like
look.
just go into the crowd more.
He does the Homer Simpson of slowly backing into the crowd, being like, "Yeah, never mind."
Yeah, I think he do.
But really, like,
I think he do.
Who the fuck are these people?
God.
Who the hell are these people with these fucking rolls?
So I think
Jason.
Do any of us see this happening now?
I don't know that you necessarily see it as it happens, but you certainly hear the moment after Walter fails, the cry of hostile spellcaster, and the phalanx of guards like immediately like the shields come like up and they start fucking shield bashing everybody out of this portcullis. Both forward and backward. And you're
did
pretty
anybody
sure they're
else-
about to...
Where did we fall on the line? Like, who did any of us get inside or?
I think...
And how deep?
Can I
is
try and grab Oz and just fly away? We'll
I
just
think
fly away.
I think
Oz
Rowan
is invisible, I
Brom,
think, right?
Rowan Brom, definitely you're in because you succeeded.
Okay.
Osrius and Alar and Walter, you're gonna have to make one more athletics check to try and shit's just kicked off. Like you're either gonna end up on one side of this gate or the other. Osrius, same
do it.
rules. Like you're above the crowd here.
Yeah.
So like you can help one of them if they botch it.
Yeah.
Though you'll notice that like as this kicks off, the portcullis begins to like descend, and you are right there.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh boy.
How
Some help,
far
Jason.
from the middle of the portcullis, which I assume I'm at, is the edge of the portcullis?
30 feet.
I can help you.
This man's about to make it worse.
Yes, he is.
like I would ever make things worse. It's 30 feet. Shit. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go for
Boulder.
it.
What's the ground made of?
Whatever he does.
What's the ground?
Dig your own grave and jump into it.
Goddamn! If it isn't dirt, just because I want to see what you do. No, I can't. I can't in good conscience. It's definitely
one
like
time-
polished marble. You guys are at the
Yeah.
fucking Imperial Palace.
All right.
No, the dirt is further in.
I got a 5.
Okay.
God.
Osrius, what?
No,
do
can we just
you-
leave him to die? He's
what do
just
you
dead.
want
now.
to do?
What
He's
do I
a new
want
character.
to do?
You essentially, I think you probably are in a situation where you now need to choose between getting out yourself or like trying to help him.
So
I don't
we're
know if
trying-
you can roll well enough to help him.
I was gonna say, as soon as I like, I guess like once I stumble, I'll just like kind of say out loud, like, just get to the other side, and
Hold on.
like in common or something. Actually, does Oz speak Dwarvish?
I do.
Yeah,
I speak
and I would
Dwarvish
know,
and Elvish.
and I would know that you speak Dwarvish. So I'm going to say in Dwarvish, just get to the other side. So it's not in Common or Elvish.
How you people out here knowing so many languages?
So let me just ask. If getting to the other side, with a necessary need of being invisible, like would there be a necessary need to still be invisible of getting to the other
If you
side?
become visible here,
It's gonna be
you are
worse.
absolutely going to be like immediately
problem.
tried to be killed by every like you are not supposed to be here.
God damn it.
It would be like if during the State of the Union address, like a 7'8" dude with a battle axe appeared in the Oval Office, hovering above Joe Biden, and like, the
Joe
Secret
Biden.
Service would shoot you 1,000 times.
All right. Well, damn it. Okay,
Until they replace you behind the
wait. Is there any chance of being water nearby? Buckets of water or a slick of water somewhere?
There is, sure. I
Anything
think
of water.
right. The central feature of this city is a waterfall, so there's probably always kind of a haze in the air this close to the waterfall itself. So there's probably some like puddles of water, kind of just pooled on the ground. There's certainly like further in, there's some like fountains and stuff like that.
All right. Then hear me out. I can do as a storm soul action freeze water. Can
Okay.
I freeze a slick of water to have Walter try to, while momentuming toward the door, slide through as myself still keeping invisible and we zooming through? That is not
So
attacking
I think
anybody.
I'll say
It's not a spell?
No, it's not.
No, it's a class feature. So I would say
Just have to touch it.
Make a dexterity. I think for you it's now you don't really need to make the save. So you can do that and you can get out because you can just sort of zoom out. So you zoom out, you can do that on your way out, and then we will see how
Okay.
that changes things for Walter.
That's the thing. I wanted maybe Mission Impossible it, zoom real close to the ground, see if I can see where Walter is slipping through the door, and touch like a slick of water
Okay.
real quick
So
to give at least a chance.
here's you have to touch it. You say.
Yes, I have to touch
Okay,
it.
so then I think you do need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Hold on. Don't I get like a?
You get advantage because you barbarian.
advantage of that? But also, I think because of dwarven kind, maybe. Oh no, never mind.
no,
never
that's
mind.
con
That's
saves.
different.
Versus poison.
Yeah, that's just different. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's a. You said dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
That's a 19 plus 3.
Ooh, okay. So you like swoop over. You see him go. He seems like he purposely like pratfalls as he sees he's been made, and he tries to get like out of sight. The guards immediately like go aggressive and start like shield bashing just innocent people out of the way. Who like people immediately like scream and begin to push towards either side. Some clearing either into or out of the portcullis. The gates immediately begin to like drop, and it becomes clear that like a bunch of people, Walter included, are about to get like pinned in between these two gates and trapped in here. You like zoom past the sort of path. You see him squirrely like making his way along. You nosedive down. You touch like a puddle, which instantly like freezes out in front of him. You are like your forearm is like clipped by like somebody in the jostle, which like flips you end over end, and you just manage to like twist yourself in the air to avoid like raking one of the like spikes of the bottom of the closing portcullis down like the entire length of your torso as you like reverse high jump underneath the like and slip out to the interior of the castle grounds and like rewrite yourself on your boots of flying to like stay above everybody.
Chris, the limbo champion of the Ignean Empire.
That's right.
And nobody saw it.
And nobody saw
Nobody
it.
saw it. Nobody was there to witness.
Oh, we were all there
Yeah,
to
so
witness. We just didn't see it.
Osrius, you witness this amazing thing happen. Everybody else, you witness
Damn, so cool.
a puddle getting cold.
A puddle of frozen water.
Okay, so you got you did badly fail your throw. So here's what I think. A guard, you like look up, you see this like slick of water appears. The portcullis is like coming down. You turn your head in time to see like a confused looking like middle-aged like commoner get absolutely like shit housed by an Ignean Imperial guard comes with a shield and just like crushes this dude out of the way. He like crumples to the side and hits the ground unconscious as this guy like, and you see now that it's the guy who clocked you before, like comes in. He reaches down and he like vice like grabs your leg.
This guy's like the NFL equivalent. The NFL player of
He
this
is
realm.
Elvin Chad Ochocinco. He comes in.
He's huge.
All right. So this man has
You are grappled essentially.
and how far did I make it to the edge?
You're probably we'll call it 15 feet from the edge here with a ice slick between you and the edge of the portcullis.
And it's closing or it's closed?
It is closing. You have like one action here to try and do something if you intend to get like onto the other side of it.
Take your shovel, ride the ice.
No,
I don't
want
know.
it to close, and as soon as it closes, I want to misty step to the other side.
Okay. Then I.
But
think...
so I'm gonna. What can I do? I am going to.
Are you trying to shake this guy?
I'm gonna. Well, I don't. It wouldn't matter. I'd teleport myself and like not him.
You can definitely hold this action to wait until it closes and teleport. It will give him a chance to like do something else.
So like on this turn, air quotes, I just realized I could have done something. It's fine. I'll save it. I'm going to point at him like once he has my leg. And I'm going to cast Gust, like right at his face, and try to like push him 5 feet off me.
Okay.
And he has to make a 17 strength save.
17 strength save. Where's his saving throws?
You know what? It's closing.
Yes.
I'm just gonna misty step out.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do all that. It's I'm thinking about it. I don't know if this is like an anti-magic portcullis or whatever, but your boy is gonna teleport out as soon as he gets my leg.
Okay. Alrighty. I don't think there's anything he can do about that. I think you're just able to do that. You misty step. Now, unfortunately, this is not a particularly subtle escape. You out of this Imperial Guard's grasp and reappear on the other side of the portcullis, which, like a moment later, you know what he does? This happens, and he's going to try and make use of Osrius' ice slick to get under the portcullis to get you. So I'm going to have him make a dexterity check.
Can I
gust him back?
That?
Can I gust him back?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Is there other plants nearby?
Oh yeah.
Just chilling. I mean, I don't know. Actually, wait. I don't need them for this. Part of my my channel divinity is Nature's Wrath. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up to reach for a creature within Oh wait, he's too far from me. Never mind. Never mind, it ain't gonna work. He's too far from me.
Okay.
sorry.
He's not too far from
I
Walter, so you can do
don't
your
wanna
gust
use
if
that
you'd like. I'll make him make his check at disadvantage if you're gonna use gust.
Yeah, I'm gonna like see that the ice lake's there. I'm gonna teleport. I'm gonna see him going for that. I'm gonna try. To
So
miss.
okay,
That's
here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna call the mark for this I'm gonna call a mark for this an 18. If he beats it, he's through. If he misses it, he's not through. If he misses it by more than 5, he getting
portcullis.
portcullis. So at disadvantage,
He's getting a new port in his cullis.
yeah, his dex, the lower of the two, is a 16. So he does not make it, but he doesn't get portcullis. So he like you out of his grasp. He sort of like the mist that was your leg seeps through his fingers. He looks up to and locks eyes with you again as you rematerialize on the other side. And he takes two quick using his hands to push, sort of pushes his momentum, and then sort of baseball slides on Osrius's ice slick heading towards the gate. But it slams shut, and he his foot connects and his leg folds over, and he ends up flinging upright and banging into the portcullis, punches with a fist. But he immediately reaches through and in Ignian points at you and shouts, and guards
Can I just-
on the inside
I
begin to move.
False. I want to disguise myself as him. Oh no! I'm not. I'm just gonna be an elf because I've never uncast that. I'm just a guy. He's pointing at me.
Yes.
But they'd have to also make that distinction.
What do you mean?
So to I mean, I guess you're pointing at me.
They saw you cast. Is the
Yeah,
issue.
right. Yeah, sure. So I will just continue to.
Yeah, it's not a question of which random elf guy you are. It's that get that guy is sort of the
that guy
situation
cast.
you find yourself in.
Gotcha.
So right now, Rowan, Brahm, Alar, and Osrius, you guys are all you're all inside. You guys are all currently not under immediate threat the way that Walter is. However, you hear the commotion starting from further up near the palace, and as you can see, the guards near here they are essentially the riot police are on hand now, and everybody's getting suppressed. They don't know what's going on, but clearly hostile spellcasters are a football field's length. No, this is high fantasy. They're a Quidditch field's length from from the. Oh no, that's
copyright.
written by a piece of human garbage. They are a. They're a football
Jousting field.
They're a football,
Jousting
but
field.
they're jousting. They're a jousting field
there you go.
away from the palace. So the festivities are done, and everybody's getting put on the ground. What does everybody do? I should have more intense music going on than this.
I do not have thaumaturgy. God damn it.
What is the distance to the garden area?
A jousting field's length, as we established.
Okay, so that is within dimension door distance.
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay, who to bring with me? Fuck.
Brahm can DD.
Yes, I know. So it's basically grab Rowan or
No, leave me
grab
alone.
you.
I'm fine.
Um,
I'm perfectly fine right now.
Wait, yeah, I'm going to circle back. Walter, you are going to feel the hand of God grab you, but it's Alar, and he's looking at you. You fuck, and he dimension doors into the beyond the garden area.
Well, now they know there's 2 spellcasters.
Okay, make a. Let's call this a stealth check. Just Alar, because this is your thing. Call this a stealth check with disadvantage, as this is a not super subtle spell. in a extraordinarily populated area.
Thank God. Higher was a 20.
Okay.
Lower was a 19 on the die, so that's a
Okay.
26.
All right,
So
so you,
I apparently ducked low and just
yeah, you get beyond it. I mean, like a bunch of people see you do it. You don't think anybody sees where you come out. You like back out of the this like interdimensional step that you take behind like a low wall in a little like grove of fruit trees inside this garden area.
and I just clamp a hand over Walter's mouth and push him against the wall, like, say nothing, do not fucking move.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just walking
This
like
guy's
I'm
self-made.
Shock's parade goer, and like I wander off.
That
Like, I'm-
that is
I ain't here for this shit.
you are I would say, like everybody else in this courtyard, you are moments from getting like knocked to the ground and like zip tied essentially. All of the people in this grand courtyard, based on like what is going on, are like about to get arrested.
Okay, so they disappeared.
They disappeared.
Brom and Oz are invisible, and then
Yes.
it's me.
Correct.
Okay. Then come back to me and think about what
Okay.
to do about the situation.
Brahm and Oz, what are you guys up to? You guys definitely see Alar like disappear with Walter.
You know, just keep floating.
You're like you're just like jamming. Nobody sees you.
Yeah.
Yeah, does there seem to be a way for me to get past people and out of the...
You're still invisible, so you can probably continue to try and like push your way through the crowd and press your luck.
I'm going to attempt to do that.
Okay, make a stealth roll at advantage because you're invisible.
$21.
Okay. So you begin like weaving through the crowd, pushing your way forward. After maybe a few hundred feet, it actually starts to get easier to move as you get like the closer you get to the palace, the more like the people, like everybody is just now like laying on the ground with their like hands behind their heads as they're being like screamed at by this like horde of friggin' Imperial stormtroopers that are like roving among the crowd. So you can sort of like, you're able to sort of like pick your way over like arms and legs and torsos and stuff like that, making your way through, and you are able to clear up as far as the like the sort of front steps of the palace, where you are now largely like clear of anybody around you. A lot of the guards are like moving through the crowd right now. There is still like a double line of soldiers blocking the main gate into the palace complex, like spears at the ready, completely walling that entrance off, and the gate is closed. Just leaves Rowan.
Okay. So I can either cause a problem or try to bullshit my way through this. Which
I think the bullshitting options are over at this point. But
It does seem like the bullshitting options are over. You get the, I would say you get the, without even really needing to make a check to discern that, you get the impression that if you attempt to like lip off or talk your way into this, you're gonna get like a halberd to the torso immediately.
as a quick look around of what the heck's going on, though, do I, as they're taking people to the ground and doing like this, are they taking people off, or are they just holding everyone still till they can find
I think
the
at this point they're just trying to like completely quell and neutralize the crowd. There are a lot of people in here, so it's like step one is like get everybody on the ground, not moving. Step two is going to be essentially to secure everybody and just like haul everybody off, and then sort out like who's the spellcasters from there.
Cool. Not wanting to draw attention or cause a problem, and hoping that all of her friends got away, Rowan's going to comply.
Okay.
Hand behind head, and dropped, like, completely non-threatening, like, despite armor, sword, everything, just kind of like, I'm cool. And she's looking up to see if she can catch... If any of her friends happen to see that she's fine.
I think you guys all see this, right? Brahm, you're kind of up on the steps.
How-
Osrius, you're on
It's fine.
Overwatch above. The two of you are like peeking through like a slatted garden wall back at the crowd. All of you can spot the top of Rowan's like bright red hair in the midst of this crowd, and you see her like put her hands behind her head, and you see that like the guards are like sweeping through the crowd in her direction.
To quote our favorite saying, I have 12% of a plan.
How far away is she? Roughly. I don't know how
believe-
far Alar took me at this point.
I took you into the garden complex. We are several hundred feet off.
Yeah, you're a couple
But
hundred feet from her.
Just let this ride for a second.
How
Causing problems, we're not going to get any farther. And we have like 10 minutes till this fucking speech is supposed to go off. Maybe delayed now because of this problem.
Yeah, you do get the sense the speech isn't happening anymore.
So what is okay? Where we're at? Can you tell me what that area is like, please?
You're in essentially like a walled garden.
Sure.
So
What is
there's-
above? Like, where are those tabards that are flying or whatever? Like, how far off?
So
away
from
are
where you
they?
are, if you're looking in front of you, right, there's like the wall that you guys are like behind and looking out, which looks out over this like courtyard area, which would be unbeknownst to you, but is where like Brahm is like 50-60 feet in front of you on
Sure.
these like steps. To your I've spatially confused myself. To your right is the main entrance to like the palace. So like to your, call it 3 o'clock ish, and like a dozen stories up is where that terrace where you think like the emperor was gonna come out was. Behind you, like 3 walls of this walled garden are like palace structure walls. So behind you and off to the left, like out of this courtyard down like through some interior like quads that you can't really see here for like from where you are, but like back from where you are and towards your right is where the like you can see the High Auctoritas there.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm not 60 feet away from a flammable object.
I mean, you're in a garden. You can light the garden on fire.
You could also just let this like
All right.
chill
I'm
for
just gonna whatever. All right. I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna see what happens.
like
I'm trying to think of like I don't understand where I'm at since I suddenly like was not where I was. So Walter's trying to like figure out exactly what his options are at this moment. But yeah, so we'll just see what happens with Rowan.
I have a question, DM.
Yes.
When he's done scribbling something down.
I'm drawing you guys like a visual representation
Yeah,
of the area that you find yourself in.
That's what I figured.
But go ahead, you can ask away while I'm doing this.
So, this handy dandy fancy schmancy necklace I have, the
Mhm.
prayer beads. If I start to use something that has a longer casting time and then something happens that interrupts that, does that bead go poof for the day? Or
You have
does
to make a
that
concentration check to continue casting that spell.
right? So but because it's the necklace, like the bead, I just wondered if that was different in any way mechanics.
I would say it's similar. We're gonna rule that it's similar to the way that like holding an action would work with like a if you hold an action to cast a spell in combat. If you say I'm gonna hold my action to cast Fireball when the bad guys run through the door, and then like the trigger doesn't go off, the bad guys don't run through the door. You don't set your spell off, but you still burn the slot. So I would say that would be how that would work. So if you begin to like charge or whatever, activate something with the prayer bead, and then don't do it, you burn the spell, you burn the slot.
Then I will not be doing that. Okay. Just chill and try not to cause problems. I have some bullshit when they start questioning me, but until then I am just chilling.
Okay, here's what I've drawn. My terrible 2-second sketch. So this is the gate that you came in, right? You guys came in through here. Here, all of these things are like terraced steps with like little fountains and gardens and and planters and things in them, right? Brahm, you pushed your way through the crowd and got up to here. There is like the double phalanx of Imperial Guards blocking the main gate into like the palace, which is here. Several stories up on this spire is where that terrace is, where it looks like the Emperor was going to make a speech. Over here, this like part here is like the low wall that blocks these, like this is the gardens here, and then this is like part of the palace here, this is part of another structure, this continues that way, and there's like an archway that you can go under in the back of this into like more of the interior palace complex. The High Auctoritas is back here somewhere from where you are. So that is... Woo! That is Alar and Walter. That is Brahm. Rowan is like here. And then Osrius, you're just sort of like floating around wherever you want to be in this area, invisibly above. That's sort of the lay of the land here. And there are currently like rows of guards sweeping in both directions, like this way and this way, and working to like circle around and basically corral everybody in this courtyard like into the center to like round them all up. So I think at this point the only real question is, what is Oz doing? Right, because Walter and Alar are staying put. Brahm, you're up on those stairs, but you haven't made any moves yet. Rowan is like blending in with the crowd, and Osrius, you are up above there. You can probably see Alar and Walter from where you are, because you're like a couple stories up, and you can kind of sort of see them crouched behind that wall. Brahm is obviously still invisible, and then you can see Rowan where she is.
You are muted.
I guess I would watch Rowan to see what would happen.
Okay.
Like just to like try to keep an eye. I'm not gonna be the one to make noise or anything.
Okay.
And if I still have the advantage of surprise while still there, then I'm just trying to keep my like my footprint light here, and just being like as at the right possible moment, if Rowan needs it, then I'll step in
Okay, so you're hovering above Rowan.
Yeah, because if
Okay.
I'm seeing that everybody else is like having like, you know, like kind of like in their own thing, and I can't really even see Brahm, then that's really what I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. Go right on.
Very good then. So I guess Rowan, the question then falls to like, what is she doing?
Rowan is acting like she's complying with all of this and has a plan when they ask her, you know, when they get to her about what she's doing in there and like whatever the vibe it like there's some kind of like bullshittery that's going to come out of her mouth.
Okay.
Try to get them to let her continue on her way, but she's not trying to cause a problem out of like feigned respect for the order of things here.
Okay. So I think then what happens is if you stay there long enough, you definitely attract attention as, you know, most of the people in this like courtyard are wearing like, you know, normal just like town clothing, and you are armored and armed. So they definitely come over to you, and a bunch of Imperial guards like move over to you. One of them, I don't know if I asked this. Does Rowan speak Elvish?
Yes.
Okay, so they are speaking Elvish to you as one of them like comes over, and several others like gather around you, and like they look down at you. Like, who are you, and what is your business here? How did you get into the courtyard armed?
I was sent on behalf of Captain Eleanor Gilmar of the Karken, who is the Ignean captain that the Grimsvalley did not assassinate and tried to mess with and turn on them and sent back and like didn't all of that.
Sure.
It is a legit name within this structure.
Fair enough.
Here, and I'm hoping he hasn't turned his hand and become traitor already. And I'm just saying, like, I'm here with a message from his crew. I was sent ahead. You know, he found me on his travels, and I was sent back with a message. For
Make
the higher
a deception check.
What is my deception? It's not too bad. Dirty 20. The 17 on the dice plus 3. And I'm keeping my head bowed, and I'm saying, like, all. Rowan has been in military situations. She knows how to play the role of the subordinate.
There's like silence for a while, and you're like a bead of sweat like runs down your forehead, and you hear one of the elves who you like look up and appears to be of some rank, like has a scrutinous but not necessarily hostile eyebrow cocked at you, and he says, "You know Karken? This is highly unusual." He like looks at the others, and he says, "Take her arms and her sword and shield. Search her for other weapons. Bind her and bring her. This warrants further investigation."
It's very hard, but she lets it happen, and she just says, respectfully and quietly in Elvish, "I understand your protocols. I am just sent with a message from him after we dispatched some pirates that tried to take the ship."
He kind of looks at you and he says, "There will be time for your story later. Silence."
Yes, sir.
And I think this Ignean Imperial Guard and an escort of 2 other guards begin to lead Rowan towards the palace. Brahm, they get within probably 20 feet of you, and you can overhear now as one of the the guard that seems to be like in charge says, "No, the main throne room is secured and locked down. You cannot risk anyone entering the palace where His Eminence is currently residing. Take her through the gardens this way." And they begin to lead Rowan right towards where Walter and Ayla are hiding.
Alar, while this was going on, he saw her go down, runs through all the ideas, realizes he's got nothing. He's going to level one more glare at Walter for basically causing this to happen.
Walter's gonna shake his head.
And Alar is just going to try and sneak his way toward the Auctoritas.
Walter is going to shake his head when Alar says this, and will say, "Can you make us invisible?"
1. And Alar is off. He's
Okay, that's fine. I am going to clickety clackety. It's time for a snackety, and I'm going to activate my shovel of flying.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait for Alar to go a little bit as they start coming towards us. And let's see, what can I do? Is there any cover from which I could potentially fly up?
Plenty. You're in a very lush, like luxurious garden. There's like hedge walls and topiaries.
So I'm going to float my way into like a tree.
Okay.
And then like let them pass.
Okay. Alright. Brahm and Osiris, what are you doing as these guys begin to lead Rowan?
Well, his spell's still going. I'm still following.
Okay.
Yeah, does it look like I could follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, so basically, like,
because I don't like. If I do anything, I'm gonna cease to be invisible, which will make things worse.
These guys essentially lead Rowan like
Get inside somewhere,
up
this
this
and
way.
everything.
Stop.
Yeah, we want to wait till these guys get in the
and
small
exactly
room,
what
and then
way.
we can.
Very shortly
cause
they're going to
horrible violence to them.
enter this covered garden out of sight of all of the other commotion. And
I'm just imagining like the shot of like them going into a room, then there's like the sounds of horrible violence, and then we come out in like dressed in their clothes.
Alar, as you advance to the other side of the garden, you get to that like breezeway, and you can look under. You see that there is like an interior courtyard here, with sort of like a not quite as long, but sort of like a Washington Monument style reflecting pool that runs the length, and then on the far side of this, perhaps another partial jousting field's length away, you see like the front facade of the High Auctoritas. There are some guards, like patrolling around this area a little bit, but the concentration is not particularly heavy, as the most of the contingent had been out front, and certainly with all the commotion, there's only like a perfunctory rotation of Imperial guards in this area.
Okay.
You kind of like are able to look, and you're pretty sure like with some sneaking, like you think you can navigate a route from point A to point B to get to the Auctoritas, like not detected.
I'm going to take one more glance back toward the guard, back the way I was, trying to stay out of sight.
Yeah, I think what you see. Go ahead and make a perception check.
16 on the die. 26.
What you see is Walter like climb onto his shovel and like levitate up into a tree, kind of like vanishing from your sight, and you see the like wrought iron gate of the garden that leads, like back out to the part that you guys came from, like is swung open as a like a guard comes through, like swings it open and then like stands aside looking this way.
I will hide.
Okay.
Or
Make
try
a
to
stealth
hide.
check.
19 on the die. 26.
Okay. Then in that case, Rowan, you are led through this gate into this walled garden, and they begin to lead you like down a, essentially down like this sort of like side wall of the palace, towards presumably like some sort of a other interior entrance into this area. Brahm, you following behind need to make a dexterity check to like slip into the gate before they close you out.
$22.
22, easily enough. You slip in, one of the guards closes and like locks the gate behind you, takes up a post on the outside. There are currently 3 Imperial guards leading a like manacled and disarmed Rowan down this path.
I'm going to cast message at Rowan and say, would you like your stuff back now and hope everybody's got eyes, or do you want to wait?
How enclosed is this space? Like, how far removed are we? Like,
on like all 3 sides in the interior, it is enclosed by like very tall, high palace structures. That is not to say that anybody looking out of any like window above can't see what's going on down into here. But you are pretty well shielded from, everything back behind you that you just left at this point.
Rowan's response to Walter would just be, if it can be done quietly now, otherwise.
I'll cast Silence centered on Rowan.
Okay. Let's roll initiative. And I'm going to give you guys a surprise round, and I'm going to give Walter, we're going to call that like a freebie at the beginning. Sure. Like you do that before we... that's not technically the rules, but I'm going to use that as the inciting event.
Sure. My initiative is 15.
Initiative 12.
Okay.
11.
12, 11 you said, Brom?
Yes.
Okay, run.
18.
And Oz.
20.
Ooh, 20. They get a 3. This seems like it's not going to go well for them. There is all of a sudden, and Brahm, I think you're probably...
We've done this before.
Brahm and Oz, you are, because you're like following, you're like shadowing her. You, all of a sudden, like, there's like a cottony feel in your
armor.
ear. Yeah, like, everything is like... And you immediately, like, all you can hear is that, like, high-pitched tinnitus-y noise in your own inner ear as, like, everything goes dead silent around you, and, like, you know what's up.
Muffled sounds of barbarian violence.
Nobody can see it because he's invisible, but Brahm definitely says or mouths or whatever. God damn it, Walter.
Osrius, everything goes silent. You are the first to react.
All right. Where?
Anything with a verbal component isn't going to work.
There are 3 guards, one on either side of Rowan, one a little bit in front of her. None of them have weapons drawn or like are prepared for this at all. They are completely like caught unaware by this.
Okay.
Does one of them have her weapons?
Yes.
They're all holding my stuff.
Okay, it's like one guy holds her stuff.
One guy has the sword, one guy has the shield, and like any other stuff, and she is manacled.
Okay. I'm going to rage while in the sky.
Yeah, absolutely, as you do.
And I'm going to
Barbarian in the sky. He
I'm
can
going
fly
to
twice as
rage in the sky at
high.
that point. Also with the bonus action, how many of my allies are within 10 feet of me?
It's Rowan and Brom, though you don't
Rowan and Brom.
necessarily know Brom is there. I don't know if that
Okay.
matters
It's
for
just
like.
within. No, it just
Okay.
says within. Oh well, it says actually. No, that is
Does it
right.
say that you
Okay,
can see?
Because yeah, starting your rage as a bonus action. Each creature of your choice in your aura. It says my choice. So if I can't see him, I guess it's not a choice. But I will give then Rowan 4 temporary hit points with that. Dropping the boots of flying, I'm gonna come down with the vicious great axe and attack one of each.
Okay.
So coming down, I will attack one on the left here. That will be 18 plus 8, which I'm sure
Yeah,
hits.
definitely hits.
And the other one is 22.
Also hits.
Okay, cool. 1d12. One guy is going to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 slashing.
Okay.
Then the other one is going to get, oh, that's 11 plus 4, so that's 15, 16, 17, 18 points of
Whoa.
damage.
Okay. All right, you drop down, slash, with the first thud of boots on the ground and swing of an axe. You burst into visibility in like a flurry of ice and frost, and you axe. Both of the guards stagger forward, and wheel around on you, preparing themselves for battle. Both of them wounded by your surprise
Great.
strike. Rowan, that brings us to you.
Come get me.
Okay. So you said there's 3 guards,
Three
two
guards.
guys on either side of me, and then
Yep.
the one guy, kind of leading.
Right in front of you. Yep.
Is the guy in front of me is the one that has my stuff?
No, the guys on either side of you have your stuff. The guy in front of you is who appears to be in charge, and is just leading everybody, and has only just started to turn around to be why the fuck can't I hear anymore? And is at this point unaware that a barbarian has just axed his 2 guys behind him.
The guy who has Shikai,
Mhm.
I'm going to grab Shikai from him.
Okay, make
Just
a
out of the sheath.
let's call it a make a yeah, let's make a contested dexterity roll, and I will have him roll with disadvantage.
That's actually really good for me for Dex. 17 total.
He gets a 6.
I will never roll that
He
high.
he's staggers forward as he's great axed, and you just yoink and pull the sword out of the scabbard.
Can I then? Is that my whole turn? My whole turn to grab it? Or...
No, you can do your attacks. Why not?
Okay, then I'm going to just slash him twice because he
Alright,
had
let's
my
hit.
sword. That's important to me. 16 plus 7 on the die.
Definitely hits.
You touch my sword. You must die.
I touch you with my sword.
That's 13 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
And 14 plus 7 on the dice.
To hit.
Yeah, to hit.
Yes, that hits.
And then 10 more points of damage.
Okay. You slash into him. He still has yet to be able to draw his sword. Okay, very good. Walter, that is you. You're up. You see Osrius instantaneously appears for right on cue for go time. Rowan already has her sword back in her hands. All 3 guards are still up. The guy in front has still yet to turn around.
So the guy that has yet to turn around,
Mhm.
He has to make a. Was he heavily armored? Would you say?
All these guys are heavily armored.
Oh, red. It's a little. Yeah. Let's not be too flashy. He's got to make a DC 17 con save.
Okay, he's gonna do so at disadvantage.
As I'm going to frosty bite.
He gets a 13. He fails.
Red. So he's gonna take 7 points of frost damage and has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
All
And
right,
I'm gonna
pretty good.
move. I'm gonna move slightly out. I'm gonna stay up in the trees, but I'm gonna move. I'm gonna make sure that I'm out of the thing before I cast that.
Okay, sounds good.
Like I'm staying out of the range of silence, so I can
yeah.
still cast. But
Fair enough. Alrighty, Walter, that brings us to you. Or Alar, that brings us to you. Walter just went.
we did it again.
I did it again.
Okay, you've done it.
I read it. I
Advantage.
was reading the
Yep.
initiative order. And I jumped in.
I see Osrius appear and do violence, but hear no noise and go, "Oh, Walter, you just redeemed yourself." I use my bonus action to dash back into combat, and I fling a knife at the guy who is just turning.
Okay, so the guy in front, who is closest to you, and
Yep.
probably is like, and then is like, as you come like running back out.
And I think it might be the last thing he sees because that's a natural 20.
Whoa! He is engaged because Rowan is now armed, so you can sneak attack as well.
Okay, so that is 466, 8d6, 10d6.
This man
and
just used
2d4.
every D6 in the tri-state area.
Just
It's a
about.
semi truck full of d6s.
All right, let's see. 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 34, 36, 37, 40 points of damage.
Ooh.
And he continues his dash to get into melee combat. He was flinging the knife on the run.
The dagger hits that guy in like the throat, in the like the opening between his like helmet and his breastplate. He like is like holding it in his neck. He's not dead, but he does not look good.
I will take it.
Was that the guy at Frostbit?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
I have given him something else to be concerned with.
Yeah, now he's cold and also bleeding to death. Alrighty, Brahm, that brings us to you.
Well,
Brahm would know that it has a limited range of effect. It's only a 20-foot radius sphere.
yeah, because essentially, Brahm can't do shit.
Yeah, you know, like
He
you've
has
been
no-
around with Walter. All you got to do is take like 5 steps backwards, and your hearing will come back.
If they have to hear you, that's another story. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for verbal components.
Yeah, literally, like almost every single spell I have has a verbal component. But I think I'm just gonna use the element of surprise to stab a man.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
that's a shirt.
22 to hit.
22 hits. Which one are you attacking, left or right?
Right.
Right, okay.
Seven points of damage.
Alrighty. You appear as your rapier like slides into that guy's ribs like from behind. He lets out this like silent scream. Okay. And anything else?
Nope.
Okay. It is the guard's turn. They are surprised this round, and we enter into the first proper round of combat.
Forgot that was a surprise round.
Surprise round.
Oh no! And then I was like,
Ozrius,
oh wait!
you're up again. They now turn everything's still silent, but they and pull swords from sheaths and are now actually ready to fight you. The one guard. Well, I guess he's surprised. He can't actually do anything. So one of them is still holding Rowan's shield.
I ain't gonna help him. He's not attuned to it.
So, it's
your
my
turn.
turn. I'm having internet issues. Everything's kind of doing things. So I'm sorry if I'm in and
Braum
out.
has appeared.
No problems. Braum has appeared.
Okay.
He's at your left elbow essentially. He just leaned past you and put his rapier in a dude.
So and there is one still holding on to Rowan, if I heard that correctly.
None of them are holding Rowan. She's between two of them that you're you attacked last round.
Okay.
She's between the two of them. She's manacled, but she's now manacled and holding her longsword.
Okay. I want to then attack the one behind Rowan that is closest to me
Okay.
first. I wanna do that.
Alrighty, we'll call that right
Yes.
side guy.
Let's do let's attack him twice actually. Let's just go ahead.
Go ahead and roll the hit twice.
That will be 23 to hit on the first one and a 21 to hit on the second one.
Yup.
Yep.
2 hits.
2 hit. That will both be 27 points of damage.
27 points of damage total.
Yep.
Alrighty, you axe. Bring it back up as he staggers back and drop the axe into the same wound a second time. He staggers backwards, all in perfect silence. He is still on his feet.
Okay. Also, upon that, I do a bonus action to give Braum there 4 points of
Alright, Braum, you get
temporary hit
4
points.
temporary
You
hit
get
points.
4 temporary hit points. And if the next time the round comes around and you lose some of those temporary hit points, just let me know. Can repeat it.
Alrighty. That is going to bring us to Rowan.
Slashing the same guy who I already went for. I don't know if that was left or right, but
I think that was
slashing.
left, based on what I have written down here.
That's 16 plus 7.
Hits.
$12 points damage.
12 points of damage. Alright.
Heal up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he hasn't had that much hit done to him. It's all the guy on the right that's been gotten.
Yeah, and the right is in a little bit worse shape.
Next attack is a 18 total to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. That's only 5 points of damage to him. I did not roll.
Okay. Well, he's taken the exact same amount of damage as his compatriot on the other side. That's fun.
Okay. And
Okay.
I just smirk at him and make a nuisance of myself via
Okay.
taunting. Silent taunt.
Silent taunting. Walter, that brings us to you.
All right. So I'm just watching this blending in silence as various knives and blades are murdering these people. So I guess I can't do anything too flashy. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast twice, but I'm gonna figure out who the second one's gonna go to, depending on if it kills the first guy or not.
Okay. Who do you want to hit first?
probably the one that Alar, because the other two are being worked pretty good right now.
Mhm.
I think probably the one Alar, like me and
Alright,
Alar,
go ahead and
team
roll to
tag
hit.
team this guy. Does an 18 hit this guy?
18 does hit.
So he's gonna take 2 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm gonna try to hit him again for a crit. Cool.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna take 13 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Okay.
So total of 15 points of damage.
Very good. Okay, he staggers forward as two Eldritch Blasts like slam into his armored back. You can't hear it, but you see a fissure like splits in the back plate of his armor. He is still on his feet.
And that guy still has disadvantage on his next attack.
He still has disadvantage on his next attack. Which, based on how this is about to go, may never come, because that makes it Alar's turn.
19.
19 hits.
On the dot.
Is this a? Have you closed the gap? Or are you throwing another weapon at him?
My dash was 60 feet. Was that close enough to get
You
back?
can certainly get to him this round if you're trying
Okay.
to melee him.
Yep.
You rolled a
then-
19.
Yeah.
Silence is gonna affect your ability to.
Moving blade. Yeah, I know.
He's actually with the 19 there. He is going to use an ability. He's going to use his reaction to parry, which will add 3 to his AC, which he manages to deflect your attack.
Okay. Then I'm stationing myself between him and the edge of the silence field. Okay. And that's all I can do.
Alrighty,
You can
Brom.
bonus action stab him in a.
No, I only get the one attack, so he
but you
managed
can
it.
Well, yes, yeah, right.
Brom, that brings us to you. You see Alar runs up, stabs at this front guy who parries him, and then Alar is doing this, trying to make sure he doesn't run out of the spell. The other two guys are still in front of you, with you and Rowan and Osrius clustered around them.
Okay. How? Let me check the radius on something.
Didn't ask how big the garden was. I said I cast Fireball.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's a 5-foot cube. So I can definitely.
5-foot cube lets you put it on one guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can do that and not. Whatever. Who's looking like they're the most alive?
The most alive, the two left and right are equally the most alive.
All right.
The guy between
Right, Captain Righty
okay, Captain Rady,
is gonna get clouded daggers
the old slap chop.
at. We thinking 3rd level is enough, or do we think we should go? We'll do 3rd level.
All right, so you're gonna have to take several
Yeah, I
steps
will back
back. So he's gonna take an attack of opportunity at you, which
He doesn't know what's coming.
is a 19 hit.
So Walter sees this ah shit, I forgot Brom needs to do things, and I'm going to cast one of my new things. I'm going to will against fate that this thing doesn't connect, and I'm going to silvery barbs that attack.
Okay.
So he has to re-roll and take the lower, and
Okay.
then Brom is going to get advantage on. Alar is going to get advantage on his next attack.
Okay. His second roll was a 2, so he will miss. He misses his attack of opportunity.
All right.
That is also
We think
a.
3rd level's enough, or should I do 4th level?
Does that require a wild magic roll?
It's a first level sorcerer
Keep the
spell.
higher
Your
levels for
choice.
later. We still got stuff to do here.
Them's the rules of sorcery. Use the sorcerer spell slot. Roll to see if you wild magic.
So D20.
D20.
What are the numbers?
1 or a 20, you wild magic.
Oh my god.
This motherfucker.
Oh my god. Do you want to
one was it?
see the results of that before I cast my spell?
It was a 20.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Damn it, Walter.
All right, let's
Oh my
roll a
God.
D100. How's a 42?
Oh god. wait.
First of all, I cannot fucking believe the amount of times Michael played a sorcerer, and like
I
he
did
wild
it.
magic maybe
I-
3
I
times in
can.
like 2 years. The first time you do it, you wild
can.
magic.
I can believe it.
Here's
It's my Walter dice.
It is the
It's
Walter dice.
my rock labradorite Walter dice.
here's what happens.
Oh my god, I'm afraid.
Maybe you take a seat dice in a moment.
Walter, you Walter turns into a potted plant.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
god.
Oh my god!
Not again.
So there's now a potted plant up in the
here's-
trees on a shovel
No,
floating
With a
here's-
there.
mustache.
Here's the thing: the shovel does have a mustache. That much. The potted
The
plant
pla-
does
the
have a
plant-
mustache. Here's the thing:
It's made out of ferns.
you turn into a potted plant. The shovel turns with you. So you
Okay.
immediately turn into a potted plant and begin to fall. Your concentration is broken because you're a potted plant, which means the silence spell immediately ends. You fall and hit the ground, and the pot breaks, smashing on the ground, and you turn back into a guy.
so it just looks like I fell out of a tree.
No, because you did say you moved out of the tree a little bit, so like they saw
Well,
you turn into a
I'm like-
plant.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody saw you turn into a plant, fall, hit the ground, and then like essentially Walter turns into like a ficus, and then like he hits the ground, and the pot shatters, and it looks like the pot breaks, and Walter like breaks out of the pot. It's like laying on the ground. But the silence spell is immediately canceled when you turn into a plant.
So follow some questions then. This all happened just from me backing up, right? I have not cast.
Yeah, you haven't even
You
cast.
haven't cast your thing. So you back up. This guy takes a swing at you. There's like sort of a shimmer in the air, and like a split second later, you hear smashing ceramic, and it occurs to you like, oh, I can hear again.
Do it.
How far away from the crowd are we?
You're probably like 60, 70 feet into this like garden. So you're not like in eye line, and I wouldn't
Like a man being eviscerated in a blender is gonna draw some.
Maybe. I mean, there is like several hundred people out there currently being like brutalized by
Oh,
by
fine.
like the Nazi cops.
Because I rolled high down.
So like
yeah,
it's not
he's-
quiet out there necessarily.
He's gonna get Willet blended.
Okay.
$26 points of damage.
26 points of damage
Doesn't roll very high.
to righty.
Yes.
He real dead.
Good.
Doesn't actually make much noise. It just makes sort of a wet slicing sound as a pile of meat that used to be a
So I
fascist,
yeah, I like to
hits
think
the
that
ground.
like that happens. We both turn and see like a potted plant fall from the sky and then turn into a dude, and then I'm like,
yeah, it's like,
yeah, well, he's distracted.
and like a blood tornado just
Like a guy going down a garbage disposal.
yeah. Okay, Brahm, that is your turn. That does bring us to the guard's turn. Both of whom immediately shout at the top of their lungs about
God damn it.
about intruders in the garden. The one closest to Alar is going to finally make his disadvantaged attack roll. It's a 13.
Going to miss.
Does he have double attack? Yes, he does have multi-attack.
Hey, odds.
His second attack is a...
Yes.
You're probably strong enough to
25.
throw a dude into the cloud of daggers.
Oh
Just so
god,
you know.
yes.
That's my next plan.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna
shove it
leave
in
that
the
up. I'm
ears.
gonna leave that up for some people who've got strength to force a man into a blender.
Alar, you take 16 points of piercing damage as he thrusts his ceremonial saber into you.
Uncanny dodge
Okay.
for 8.
That is his turn. The other guy is going to turn, and he is going to attack, I think, Rowan. Rowan, he hucks your shield, and just throws it into a bush away from you, and he's going to make 2 attacks against you. The lower is an 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, then they both hit. So you are going to take 12 and 12 and 19 points respectively. So you take a total of 31 points of piercing damage.
Okay. That's fine.
That is both of their turns. That brings us to the top of the order. You guys hear commotion back out in the courtyard as the raised alarm has drawn reinforcements on their way. You have a little bit of time before they arrive, probably a few rounds.
Okay. Can I push any of them into?
Oh yeah,
the
you can
cloud?
definitely try and throw that guy into the. You have to make a grapple attack, and then you would move. Since he's against his will, you would move at half speed to try and move him into.
He could also change one of his attacks to a shove attack.
You could also shove. Yes, you could do that as well.
So you could do attack and shove, or shove and shove, depending on if it's
Going-
or to grapple and just physically throw it.
I want to just shove because I don't think the
a
extra.
shove. I think a shove is just a contested strength roll, right?
I want to say it is.
For us, since we don't waste time looking it up. We'll just say that's what it is.
Yeah.
Unless Jason tells me differently in 2 seconds from now.
Athletic strength attack contested by athletic strength or acrobatics. It's exactly the same as grapple, except instead of being grappled, you could push it. You can either knock it prone or push it 5 feet away.
So I'm gonna have him use Dex, and I will tell you he got a dirty 20.
Okay.
So you have to beat a 20
And what is this like
to make your shove. Strength.
Athletics check.
An athletics check.
leg check? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Which you have advantage on.
Yes.
Because you're
Me too.
raging, yeah.
Yeah, that's 14 plus 8.
22.
Yes. You shove him into the slap chop. Roll that damage, Russell.
20 points of damage.
There's a sort of a dull thump, and then a second guy goes, "Ah!" and just sprays
sucked through a jet engine.
sprays out the other side of the spell, splatters against the wall.
Just got wood chippered.
He did get wood chippered. Okay, 2 guys down. That is gonna bring us to Rowan. One
us
guy
up.
left.
Last
Roll
guy.
it back.
I'm going to do exactly what Oz just did and shove this guy into the cloud of
Okay,
dagger.
so based on the way that this is positioned, you actually have to physically do this and
Yeah.
try and push it
That's
back.
okay.
So you do that. Go ahead and make a shove attack, and he will make a contested.
Athletics, right?
You can make athletics. Oh God. He'll make
19.
a dex. Yeah, he gets a 9. You push.
Just shoulder check him.
Roll that damage again.
$22.
So Rowan, you like circle around, you lunge in at him. He tries to juke you off, but you slip under his guard and like lock both of your hands under like the arms of his breastplate. And then so he has a moment to go like, motherfucker, and then you just throw
The
him
man
back.
I immediately go running for my shield and then go to Aylar going, get this off me, get this off me, get this off me.
While they're doing that, Walter's gonna look at the garden that we're in.
Yes,
It's a garden.
It is a
I
garden.
assume it's mostly dirt.
it's mostly dirt.
I'm going to bury the corpse bits that I can with mold earth. I'm just gonna turn up the ground.
I mean, I guess you can do that. I don't know that there's a point, as there are actively people coming, like, and there's. I would
okay.
say
Can you hide us in the ground?
On the ground,
area.
I'm gonna leave a message.
Okay, you do that.
So I'm gonna bury them, and on the ground, I'm gonna write a message that says they went that way and point it back towards the entrance we came from in Elvish, and just hope that that works.
Okay, you do that Looney Tunes bullshit, and
Looney Tunes bullshit is all we care
I was
about.
gonna say, I mean, you could try and bury the corpses, but there's probably like a perimeter that is just like covered in a fine red.
It's
like,
okay.
blood mix.
Have a shovel. I'm just
So
gonna
are
shovel
we.
corpse bits
We're all
into a
probably
hole.
Who's the party member closest to me who's not Walter?
Oz and Rowan are both right next to you.
Heads it's Oz, tails it's Rowan. I grab Oz and I'm just dimension touring. Bye.
To where?
Just away from this. Just not in whatever the fuck is happening right there.
I make sure I have all my stuff and I just start running.
You get all your stuff. You start running.
Aylar's running.
Oh yeah, no, Alar's running and he's going to slap
So-
Rowan with an invisibility because she
Rowan's not
loud,
visible. Sure.
I
Go ahead.
and Alar is saying, "For God's sake,
I'm going to fly on my shovel.
You
I
find
could have
it.
made us all invisible, but
It's fair.
So are you dimension dooring, I guess, at least in the direction that the rest of your party is running?
yeah,
Okay.
just like as far as we can get. That's not here.
Okay. Let's say with your dimension door, you can drop you and Oz about 2/3 of the way between where you started and like the front entrance of the High Auctoritas, which coincidentally enough has you guys appear out of the dimension door like fucking directly in the path of like two guards who were like running from the High Auctoritas towards the alert, who like
Damn it.
pull up in a skid as like two like blood covered ghouls just step out of like
I
a
look at them
split in
and
reality.
I look at them and I shout, "What year is it?"
Oh boy.
Do you still look like an elf? You're still wearing the mask, right?
Yeah.
You look like an elf.
Is there a time limit on that now anymore?
I don't
No,
think so.
no, you
no.
got rid of the time limit on the Mask of Many Faces, so you still look like a high elf with a freaking
Yeah,
giant
Maestro
brush.
LaRue made it so that you lose the knowledge after time limit, but you can store that face permanently. So an elf and Osrius appear covered in blood. Make a make a performance check.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I get which I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's 27.
Okay. You yell that. They are so deeply confused and like terrified that I think they do nothing for the moment. They're just like the rest of you guys like pelt out of the gardens. You see the two of them like 3/4 of the way they are standing in front of these two Imperial guards who are like seem like stunned.
And I say,
I can go 50 feet per round, so it's gonna take me a
I
bunch of
say
rounds.
to
to get
them,
400 feet.
yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get there."
have a couple of miscreants started causing trouble. What event is this?
What? I'm not telling you that.
Oh.
That's not information.
Oh,
It's not
man.
information that Brom has.
No, like what this? We didn't know what this thing is.
Not
They said
really.
it earlier.
No.
No,
Oh.
we know it's a parade, and we know that the Emperor was going to give a speech.
I will say, has a couple of miscreants interrupted before the Emperor could give his speech. I say to these guards.
They look at each other and they're like, yeah, yes.
I turn to Oz and I go, "Good gods, man, we're too late. We didn't go back far enough."
Make another performance check.
Okay.
Start screaming.
That's a natural 20 plus 12. So, it's a 32.
The one guy goes, Sacre bleu! By the gods! Agents of the fabled Imperial Chronomancy Division!
Yeah, we.
Wee.
Do we hear this as we're running up?
I think you hear a lot of confused yelling and then, like, counter French being yelled. They don't seem to have noticed you yet as you, like, run
Wait,
up.
I'm invisible. I'm just running.
Yeah, you're invisible. You're invisible. Walter's in the air, presumably.
Yeah.
So let's say this bullshit goes on long enough that the other three of you are able to get up to them unnoticed. Rowan, because you're invisible. Walter, because you're up in the air above their other line of eyesight. And Alar, because you just stay behind Osrius from their perspective the whole way.
Perfect.
So the three of you like get to these three guys as you like get into earshot. You hear Brom yelling something about time travel, and they both look like very confused.
I put my hand on the one guy's shoulder and goes, "You should probably go enjoy the rest of the day while you can. Maybe be with your loved ones."
Having heard that much of it, and having heard Brom say that, Alar is going to skid around Oz, grab Brom. Professor, we were too late.
All right, make one more persuasion or performance.
I know.
Do so. I was gonna make you do it at disadvantage for like the epitome of this bullshit. But we'll do a canceled out roll with Alar assisting so that you get just a straight performance roll.
Yeah, my deception on that was a 16.
Okay.
$26.
they go,
With a plus 12.
we gotta get out of here. They run.
God have mercy on you, my friend. And I turn to Walter and I go, Walter and Alar, and I go, "I don't know what the fuck that was, but at least something worked."
Here's what I think happens. You guys
See the door
continue.
open.
You continue your run. You get up to the High Auctoritas. You like throw open the front doors. You look back, Brom, in time to see those two guys who like you interacted with, who like ran past you. They run like that way, just as they like run into a contingent of like 60 other guards who like come in. And you see, as you guys are like going into the High Auctoritas, you see the two of them like run into these other guards. You see like the leader of the other guards like looks past them at you guys, like entering into the Auctoritas, looks back at them, looks back at you guys, and then he like raises a hand, and like 40 archers just shoot ever-loving shit out of these guys, and they're just like. The two of them fall down to the ground, and he like slams the door to the Auctoritas as you guys enter inside, and I think that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh my god, the plan of what year is it will go down in Brom history.
Oh god.
when you got
We're
a plus
inside.
12, you play your strength.
Your strength. You are inside the High Auctoritas, not without some significant commotion. Boy, howdy.
It's just half of the Imperial Royal Guard coming after us. Just a thing.
Just take the Emperor's speech and we'll throw.
I am
Just
so
kidding.
no. Can I have that?
No, I didn't actually write anything. I was gonna wing it.
I want.
Because call me crazy, but I suspected some bullshit might go down.
Look,
That would make pre-writing anything a pointless exercise.
spin-off campaign, Time Cops.
Time cops, yeah, of course, naturally. Oh my god.
We're not
Every
going to be on that
time-
side of the law.
Next
No.
campaign when we're all sorcerers, or we all wild magic as warlocks. This
There
is
you
the
go.
repercussion. We all come
It
back
is
in
called,
time,
yeah,
and
it is called Time Cops because your guys' crimes are the thing that inspires the formation of the Time
Yeah.
Cops. Somebody has to go back and stop these people. Oh goodness. Okay, well let's wrap it up here. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Everybody at home, thank you. The people who are hanging out with us in chat, thank you guys for sticking with us through the episode tonight. It's always an adventure here. Tell Requisite. We will see you next week, right here on Proficiency Bonus at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sharp. Until then, be sure to subscribe here on Twitch. Go check us out on YouTube at Proficiency Bonus for all of our back catalog of episodes, all of Proficiency Bonus's other shows, all of that good stuff. And of course, thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Until next time, bye!